Hi, Bettendorf second and third graders. It's Mrs. Boblet here. Today I get to teach you about time signatures. Let's take a look at our goals, please. We have 3 goals today. We're going to be able to identify bar lines and identify measures, which we've seen before. In your last episode, you should have learned about those. And then today, we're going to learn to identify some different time signatures. Let's get started. All right, take a look at your rhythm on the screen. First of all, how many bar lines do you see? From last time's episode, you should remember that a bar line looks like just a line separating notes in your music. It separates those notes into groups. All right, let's count the bar lines together. We should see 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, we've got 4 bar lines in this rhythm example. Here's our double bar. Do you remember what the double bar tells us to do? It's that symbol in music that tells us to stop. That's the end. All right, now we remember our bar lines and our double bar. So let's move on to the next thing. Now look at your rhythm. I've highlighted over here something else that we need to remember. It's called a measure. Our bar lines separate groups of notes, and the space in between those bar lines is called a measure. Count how many measures you see in this rhythm. You should see 1, 2, 3, 4 measures. We've got 4 spaces in between bar lines. So we have 4 measures. Now we need to know how many beats are in each measure. How many beats? Well, let's just look at the first measure. I see 1, 2 quarter notes. I know that a quarter note is worth 1 beat. So if I've got 2 of them, then we have 2 beats in that measure. Take a look, make sure all the measures have 2 beats. What about this last measure? Does it still have 2 beats? It does. Sometimes it's confusing because we think the rest means there's no beat. It actually does mean there's a beat. It's just a beat of silence. So all of our measures have 2 beats, even the last one. All right, now here's our new thing for today, our time signature. We can put a symbol at the beginning of our music called a time signature, and it gives us some really important information. The number on the top tells us the number of beats in each measure, so you don't have to go through and count. That information is right there. In this time signature, there is a 2 at the top, so that tells me there are 2 beats in each measure. That's really helpful to know. This upside down quarter note on the bottom tells us that a quarter note equals 1 beat. So if we didn't know that information, it would be right there for us. We call this particular time signature 2-4. That is 2-4 time signature. Now that we know that, let's go ahead and say and clap this rhythm together. Okay, use your rhythm syllables. We've got ta, and clap it with me. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. Nice job. Okay, let's look at some different time signatures. There are 3 that we're going to use today. Well, we've already seen 2-4. Our time signature in the middle is 3-4. How many beats per measure are going to be in 3/4 time signature? Well, we know the number at the top tells us that information. We're going to have 3 beats in a measure if it's 3/4 time signature. Then, here's our last one for today, 4/4 time signature. And that number at the top tells us that there will be 4 beats in each measure. All right, now it's time for you to do some practice figuring out time signatures. Take a look at your rhythm. Try to match which time signature belongs with this rhythm. Look at the first measure. How many beats do you see? I see a pair of eighth notes. I know that that pair is worth 1 beat. And I see a quarter. Well, I know that's worth 1 beat. So this is 2/4 time signature. Let's go ahead and say and clap this rhythm together. Ready, go. Ti, ti, ta, ti, ti, ta, 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 ta. Great job figuring out your first time signature. Let's try another one together. Okay, take a look through. Look at your first measure. Count how many beats you see. Remember that those rests count for 1 beat each. You should have picked 4/4 time signature. Let's say and clap it. Ready, go. Ta, ta. Ti, ti, ta. Good work. All right, let's try another one. Go ahead and take a look at the very first measure. Count how many beats you see and try to figure out which time signature matches. You should have chosen 3/4. There are 1, 2, 3 beats in a measure. And if I looked through this whole rhythm, I would notice that each measure has 3 beats. It may not have 3 notes. This measure only has 2 notes, but this half note is worth 2 beats, and this quarter note is worth 1. So together, they equal 3 beats in that measure. All right, let's sing, clap it. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. And there's that double bar at the end telling us to stop. All right, you are on a roll, boys and girls. Here's your next one. Okay, this one's tricky. You're gonna have to really remember how many beats everything gets. Go ahead and take a look. Which time signature matches? Okay, if I look at my first measure, I know that this half note is 2 beats and this quarter note is 1. So together that equals 3. Your time signature is 3/4. You're getting really good at this. Let's clap and say it. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ti, 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 ta. Fantastic. All right, we've got 2 more. Take a look. All right, that first measure I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 beats. So our time signature is 4/4. Say and clap it. Ready, go. Ta, ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. Fantastic. You've got 1 more, boys and girls. All right. This one's a little tricky. Remember that our rest still counts for 1 beat. Ooh, if you were looking at this measure, this could get a little confusing. Remember these eighth notes that are by themselves? Together they equal 1 beat. All Right, so I know I've got 1 beat here, 1 beat here in this measure. That equals 2. So you should have picked 2 for a time signature. If you got a little confused about this measure, that's okay, because it looks like there's 3 notes. And there are 3 notes, but those 2/8 notes together equal 1 beat. So it would be 1, 2 beats, 2 for a time signature. All right, say and clap this one with me. Ready? Go. Ta, ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. Great rhythm reading today, Bettendorf Music students. So proud of you learning how to match your time signatures. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.